Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. I'm in one of our front rooms this evening, and hopefully the house will be quiet. It's just very interesting with the cats around and trying to get the right lighting. So I put my glasses up on my head and let's hope that this works. So today I'm going to be reading from Tagore, and I don't know if you are familiar with Tagore. This one is called Tagore, the Mystic Poets, and he is India's Shakespeare, if you will. Rabindranath Tagore, born 1861, died in 1941, and he is considered the largest influence in Indian literature. And I would say probably a contemporary, because we know that India has so much in the way of amazing literature. So I'm just going to read something from you. It's called The Mystical Meaning of Life's Journey. The question is asked, if life's journey were endless, where is its goal? The answer is, it is everywhere. We are in a palace which has no end, but which we have reached. By exploring it and extending our relationship with it, we are ever making it more and more our own. The infant is born in the same universe where lives the adult of ripe mind. But its position is not like a school child who has yet to learn his alphabet, finding himself in a college class. So let me read that again. But its position is not like a school child who has yet to learn his alphabet, finding himself in a college class. The infant has its own joy of life because the world is not a mere road, but a home of which it will have more and more as it grows up in wisdom. With our road, the gain is at every step, for it is the road and the home in one. It leads us on, yet gives us shelter. A block of stone is on plastic, insensitive and inert. It offers resistance to the creative idea of the artist. But for a sculptor, its very obstacles are an advantage, and he carves his image out of it. Our physical existence is an obstacle to our spirit. It has every aspect of bondage, and to all appearance, it is a perpetual humiliation to our soul, and therefore it is the best material for our soul to manifest her through it, to proclaim her freedom by fashioning ornaments out of her fetters. The limitations of our outer circumstances are only to give opportunities to our soul, and by being able to defy them, she realizes her truth. And that particular piece was from Thought Relics, which was done in 1921. So what is Tagore saying to us, right? If we think about our day today, what is Tagore saying? He's saying that, let's pick out a couple of things to think about. That its position is not like a school child who has yet to learn the alphabet, finding himself in a college class, right? So sometimes we feel like we're in over our heads, don't we? And what Tagore is saying is that is the moment. That is the moment that the soul soars and is waiting for and has come here to experience, right? That the block of marble, is inert. It seems immovable. It seems heavy to our soul. But it's the sculptor within that takes that time and says, and if I chisel away here and I chisel away there, I have this experience and that experience, right? We proclaim our freedom by fashioning ornaments out of our fetters. So let's really talk about that. We proclaim our freedom by fashioning ornaments out of our fetters. So, of course, this brings up, for me at least, that old saying, that life is like an oyster in the pearl, right? How is the pearl made? It's made by the sand rubbing it over and over, the irritation. So it's the irritations in our lives that give us those crowning moments. It's not when everybody loves us and we love everybody. It's, we get those times to help us through. But it is the really, really tough times that fashion who we are, right? That we make something fashionable out of our fetters. Can we rise to the occasion as an artist? So I wonder what your day is going to look like today. Maybe you're walking in to work, maybe you're driving in, maybe you don't work, maybe you're getting up in the morning and you don't know what to do with yourself, right? Or maybe you have a really busy day and you're overwhelmed by what you need to do. I remember I talk about this often with my students, and my teacher Sri M talks about, you can sit in your cave all day and you can meditate, and I have no anger, I'm so happy, everything is peaceful. 20 years you do that, and then you get out of your cave and you stub your toe, or somebody kicks you, and all of a sudden anger rises, right? It's those crowning moments. We're fashioned out of the moments that we are pushed against and we push against. It's those hard places, and it's the apex of those where we get to decide, how am I going to be with this, right? I was talking at Sacred Space tonight about letting go, and how we have stories that define us and things that's so believable. It's so believable. It's not the capital S, it's the little s. Not the big self, but the little self that gets caught up, and we're creative. Oh my goodness, how we spin our stories and how they seem real to us and how those generate real emotions within us. But we have those moments in between breath. Let's do that right now. Do it again. Notice how you become more and more calm. Notice that the intake of breath, and there's that little hesitation right there, isn't there, before the outblowing or the outtake of breath. It's those moments. Think about that when you run into something that irritates you or something's really hard today. Take your breath in and that little holding, and that little piece between the intake of breath and the out breath is your moment of highest creativity. It's the moment where you can get to your center and decide how to be with whatever is around you. I came home tonight from Sacred Space, and I got calls, and the dogs were going, and we were trying to move throughout the whole room to figure out, or the house, to figure out lighting, and because it was too late to go outside, and it was just amazing. I had to get the cats out, and people wanted to heat up food, and at first I got really irritated. I'm like, oh, it's been a long day, I'm tired, right? Could you all just... You're going to find that you do that during the day, right? Could you all just stop? Could you all just give me a break? Could you? And guess what? They either can't or they won't. And it's not their responsibility to do that. It's our individual responsibility to be with that moment and go, what am I going to do with this? And then as I was sitting here listening to the microwave going and waiting for the cats to get out and everything, I started thinking, it's kind of funny. It's pretty funny, right? That I'm doing this Mornings with Patricia for you about having peace, and there's this chaos in the house. That's real. That's real stuff. Chaos. Do you know what's in the middle of chaos? Perfect order is in the middle of chaos. It's the eye of the storm, the perfect calm. And that's what's within you. That is your inner tool. your biggest tool is to remember that you are calm and within yourself. You are calm and within yourself. So did you hear what I was just saying there? I didn't say you are calm within yourself. I said you are calm and within yourself. You, capital Y, the one who is always calm and within the little self. We never know how a day is going to show up. We go to bed, and we might go to bed with expectations for either foreboding or excitement. Right? And either way, we might get surprised. The things that we're most afraid of may not show up. The things we're most excited about it may not show up either. And it's learning to be okay with that. It's learning that it's a mystical experience, should we choose it to be. I wonder, though, how do you have a mystical experience? Right? In between all the bills, in between the busy schedules, in between needing to do things during the day, how do you have the mystical experience? I think Tagore would say it's all a mystical experience, right? It's about setting our intention that it's a mystical experience and following it with our attention. Right? Setting our intention that our life is a mystical experience and following it with our attention. I think oftentimes we get caught up, we think, oh, the great sages, the great mystics, they had it. They understood. They had themselves together, and I'm not saying they didn't, but if you've read some of the lives of the masters, you can see how tumultuous things are all around them. All around them. If you can remain calm in the midst of even just a moment of chaotic activity, then you have the ability to remain calm anytime and all the time. But it's like a muscle, right? Our attention is like a muscle that we must work and strengthen over and over and over, right? Until it's so strong that we're able to grab that and lift it immediately with our attention and be centered. So I think, it is practice, right? It is a practice. Muscle building is a practice, right? You're doing the reps. Think about like you're doing the reps with your mind, right? 1, 2, 3, right? And you can even use that tool. 1, 2, 3. Count it. 1, 2, 3 with your mind. If you start to get upset or get sidetracked or whatever, 1, 2, 3. And you're back to center, back to your center, back to your calm. This is amazing to be able to do this with you. I look forward to it every time I do. And I don't know what kind of changes are happening from you watching this. I wonder if you notice. Is your mornings any different? I'd be really interested to find out. It may take some time, but are your mornings different by starting with the positive, by starting with tools that you can use throughout the day, by starting with love? So, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. And I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. And maybe I'll catch the light tomorrow so we can be outside together. Okay. Have a blessed day.